Hey everybody, we are back, and I don't want to confuse you. In the last part, I said that the signature, this signature from the Eisenhower briefing document, do I hand signed? I do not think that this was hand signed at all. And here's my doubts with the auto pen. Like I said, I don't want to confuse you because before I was hinting towards auto pen, but I'm trying to get you guys to think a little bit. And obviously, if this is real, then it would change the world. We don't see these smudges on any of these signatures. Keep in mind, this is all 1947. This signature here on the Eisenhower briefing document. Well, I shouldn't say Eisenhower briefing document because, sorry, the briefing document was done in the 50s. This document, unzoom this, was in 1947, and this is to Secretary Forrestal. So, sorry if I've been misleading you guys all that time. Let me go back down to the signature here, and we're gonna get to our final piece here. These are all very thick. It is very thick all the way around. And when you look at these signatures, this one is probably the thickest that you're gonna see. But even the H, it thins up a little bit, thins up here, it thins up in all the places that it's supposed to thin up. When he did this line here, he swiveled this line around and he struck it across. Probably very fast, and by the time that he got to the end of here, the pen was lifted off of the paper, and that's why you have this flare effect. Let's bring this here. My concern with this is the thickness is even out here. The thickness is almost the same. It's very evident throughout the entire signature. This could mean a couple different things. Keep in mind this is 1947. They did not have some big old thick pen to write with, most likely. I mean, nowadays we've got Sharpie markers and all kinds of stuff. But most of his signatures look very similar to the original ones here, which are all verified, original, documented from the Truman library. You can see the flare effect repeatedly over and over again with this. There's no swivels. They are all handwritten. This one is thick at times. So the smudge on the H, we don't see that. And not saying that it's, again, I'm not saying that that's going to discredit the entire thing. It's just I would count that as a flaw. Now we do have these back marks here that were done. So yes, he could have come down. I believe there's 2 of them in this document that have this that have the stroke going back, which is what you see here. This could have been some kind of bleed from the pen or something like that, but it should not have happened if he was writing this at a normal speed. This appears, this is my final judgment on this signature, guys. We've got plenty of time. This signature is very bold. It's very wavy. It looks auto pen wavy, but it almost looks too wavy. This happens when someone tries to forge a signature slowly. What happens if you write, here's the deal. unless you practice trying to forge someone's signature over and over and over again, it's not going to be muscle memory. You're not going to be able to do it very fast. You're going to put the pen down, and as you look at, you can try to trace it. It's just it's very similar, and it could be auto pen, but I'm going to change my mind here and say it looks more forgery to me, based on the amount of blotchiness that it has. If you look here, I told you before I thought it may be more authentic than fraudulent, but the more that I look at this, guys, I mean, look at this. Just look how thick it is. Look how blotchy this is here. It's just as if somebody wrote this extremely slow. The A looks a little goofy. Not Eisenhower, but Truman would put the line through, or he would just connect it and then make the standard A in cursive. Well, it's kind of goofy there. I would count this blotch mark a flaw. I would count the waves, so many little swivels in here. I would count that as a flaw. I would count the blotchiness and how bold it is a flaw. These are all just inconsistencies. Even here, it looks like they finished up this part, then they started the pen again, came down, went, and then finished the signature, almost like it was signed in two different ways. Again, guys, I could be wrong. If I could go ask Harry Truman, I'm sure we would. And he signed so many documents, he might not even know if it was legitimate or not, and so it is a problem. I'm not claiming that I'm going to solve anything here. I never do. We just take as a community, we're going to take a look at this stuff, and we can draw our own conclusions. I don't want to confuse you guys. So again, is this auto pen? Well, it could be. The problem is that I have never seen this blotchy part in any of his other documents. If this is auto pen, unless this was a flaw from the machine, there would have been many of these signatures produced, because that's what the auto pen was used for, mass production, for signing documents, for autographing stuff, for your signature. And I don't see that. And of course, I think everything that we're looking for here is all hand authenticated. And if Harry Truman was going to sign a super secret top clearance type of document, he would not have used an auto pen to do it. He would have reviewed it himself, and supposedly he wrote this document. He would have signed it. So the story is that this document slipped through the cracks, and by accident they could not cover it up. And that's the deal with the signature. That's my opinion. If it's not auto pen, I would say that this is a fraudulent document, just based on the signature. The signature is what makes it real or not. That's my opinion. Can you base the entirety of the document, its authenticity, alone on the signature? Well, I'm going to be very, very critical, and you should too. You got something like this, especially if someone's trying to forge this and throw it out into the public. You've got people committing their entire lives to stuff like this, trying to search for the truth, and it's not right. So anyhow, guys, we've got a break now. A couple other things that we will do, and I hope that you stay tuned. Please leave your comment of what you think regarding this signature, if you think it's real or if you think it's fake. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. If any of you are by chance an expert in the intelligence community or anything like that, or you authenticate things, I'd love to hear from you too. I don't care what you do or what your name is or who you work for. Obviously, if we were going to do something revolutionary here, then you would, but just interested. I mean, you guys professionally think this is fraudulent, or do you think it's real? Anyhow, guys, we have got to break, and we'll be right back.